You're almost there. You've been working hard and have worked through sections 1 through 4 of the notes, and now you are going to begin looking at sections 5 and 6, which are about Old Testament eschatology and the Messiah. And obviously, both are connected. If you open up your New Testament, the Gospels, and look at godly Israelites in the beginning of the Gospels, you will find them hoping, longing. I think of Mary when the angel came to her and told her about this son that she was going to have. In the Gospel of Luke, we see that she responded to the angel's message with just this amazing prayer and really a song, actually, about what God was going to do through Jesus. Later on, even though Zechariah didn't believe the angel at first, he came to believe the angel. And after his son John was born, we find this long poem where he's describing his hopes for what Jesus, the Messiah, would do. When Jesus is brought to the temple, his parents meet an old woman and an old man who are so excited to meet this little baby. And as they describe their excitement, they talk about their hopes of what God was going to do through him. If you're going to understand the New Testament, you have to understand the Old Testament, and specifically, you have to understand what these godly people were hoping for as they read the Old Testament. They learned about God's promises. This created in them an expectation, an anticipation. And if you're going to understand Jesus and what the New Testament says about him, you have to understand exactly what they were expecting and what they were anticipating. And that's what we try to help you do in these notes. As you read sections 5 and 6, I want to help you answer the questions: what does the Old Testament say about the future of Israel? What does God promise in the Old Testament about our future? And what does the Old Testament teach us about how God's going to bring in that future? Specifically, what does it tell us about the person God's going to use to accomplish this great plan that he reveals specifically and especially all throughout the prophets?